Hey Spuddies, Potato Whiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Steel Division Normandy 44. Well, it's not a Let's Play, this is a Let's Build. We're playing a Let's Build new deck. We're going to play with that new 21 Panzer, I think it is, so we'll call it the 21st Birthday Division, 21st Birthday, 21 Birthday Division, and it is the Axis Division, the Rommel's Circus. It's an armor division, and it has the one, the only, the beautiful Panzer 35S. No, of course, it's the Königstiger, and we will be using all of the Königstiger in this game. Oh my god, what a wonderful tank. If you're a weeaboo, I don't know. I don't really actually know much about the Königstiger. I know that it's slow, heavy, over-engineered, but incredibly effective when it was deployed and used accurately. I think there was like barely anything that could penetrate it at the time. Its armor was just like so well done. Very, very tough to deal with tank. Very, very tough to deal with. Although I believe it had a weakness in its engine block. As far as I remember, I could be wrong. There was a particular weakness, possibly to do with its engine block. I don't remember, which is the back area. But its turret was incredible. Like if you think of this in terms of like a tank engagement, like generally speaking, when you're shooting a shell, that's just like a ball shell, isn't particularly specialized shell. What you want to be hitting is something that's like 90 degrees to your angle of incidence. And if you look at like this front of this tank, no surface is 90 degrees. You're constantly struggling to get a good penetration hit. All your rounds are going to bounce off the sides. You're going to go up either way. You might get a round to ding in underneath, but that's a 1 in a million shot, and that probably wouldn't do too much to the tank. Although funny enough, you know, a lot of tank crews, they would panic. They would get hit by even non-penetrating AT shells, and they would bounce off, and then they would panic and run out. And a lot of the Germans, what they would do is they would shoot like the Soviet and Allied tanks with their anti-tank guns, even though they knew they wouldn't penetrate them because they could rely on the Allied troops panicking and getting out, and then they wouldn't shoot them when they got out. This is how devious the Germans are in warfare. They wouldn't shoot them when they got out, and the Allies were like, oh man, these guys are really nice. And so to the Allies' mind, they were thinking, if we stay in this tank, we're going to get blown up. But if we bail out, they won't shoot us, they'll let us run away, you know? So that was how devious they were. That's how they got around with the fact that they didn't have weapons to penetrate sometimes these weapons. Now, obviously, less experienced crews and stuff like that would do that, but, you know, it was pretty common to bail out, even when it wasn't, you know, it wasn't appropriately timed. Anyway, that's enough talking about that random crap on the Königstiger. We're going to have a look here. We're going to start with recon. Now, this is an armored division, so I'm going to want to use as much armored vehicles as possible. Now, I could bring the Spatrupper, and these are pretty good recon fighting units, but I don't like recon as fighting units. I like to get recon and then a preferably secondary unit that will fight. So these Aufklärers feel really good to me. I'll take definitely one thing of them. Now the question is, do I want the SP22 or the SP221? I think I like the SP222 because it has the same weapon, but it has an AT gun, has a 20mm gun, which is going to be pretty good for taking out half tracks and stuff in the early game. So it's going to form a pretty powerful secondary force. Now, lots and lots of motorized and mechanized recon here. I'm going to want to take perhaps the SP233. It has a very heavy gun compared to the SP231. If you look at the 231 in comparison to the 222, 231 has a higher armor, has the same gun actually, which is worrying, but it actually has the recon elements. You see its optics are actually high compared to the 222, which is low optics, and so yeah, pretty much what you're paying for here is the optics portion of this vehicle. And I would like to take perhaps one of these. I think I'll take a 2-2. I think I'll take a 2-3-3 in the early game, and then in phase B, I'll take some 2-3-1s, and then in phase C, I'll take some more 2-3-3s with their decent gun. So that'll cover it. So I've got a lot of infantry in the early game. Got 6 infantry in the early game, which is enough to cover me. And then I've got a little bit of armored, a little bit of armored recon, and I've got got a lot of vehicles, so I'm pretty happy with this setup. In terms of infantry, simply, I'm going to take some Panzer Grenadier Führers. I'm going to want some. Do I want them? Yeah, I want them mechanized. Actually, I want the mechanized ones. Slightly less, but they do come with the smoke, which is interesting. I haven't really been able to make the smoke work for me. Phase A, I'm going to want at least 2 sets of Panzer Grenadiers, because I wanted 6 infantry to hold the front line. And Phase B, I'm not going to take any MG42s. I could take some... Which one would I take? The Opel Blitz? Or no, I think I want the mechanized as much as possible. I'll take some Panzer Grenadiers in Phase B, and then I'll take some Pioneer Führers in... here. So we have a lot of leaders. Is that too many? I don't know. Well, we have a lot of half tracks here, which is good. It's what we want. We filled out our infantry because we're going to need it. Now, in terms of tanks, we're also going to be filling this out pretty heavily. We're going to be taking the Boot to Sherman, the salvaged Sherman. I would like a leader tank and some Panzer 35s in the early game. Phase B, I'm going to bring the salvaged Shermans, and I want a Bef Panzer. I want a leader tank if I can take it. And then I'll take some Panzer IVs, because the Panzer IV Hs, particularly with experience, are very, very powerful. So we're going heavy on the infantry and the tanks here in this division, because we're going to be taking a lot of Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers are nice. They kind of lack the punch of Pioneers, but I'm hoping to use these Panzer Grenadiers as mainly ways to control vehicles, and then use my vehicles to control infantry. In terms of support, we're going to be taking... Possibly, we could take some of these leadership units. I'm not opposed to that. Or we could take these sort of 250-90s, which are very, very cheap support weapons. They have very, very good guns for taking out infantry and light vehicles. So you might take some of those. Their accuracy is quite decent, actually. I would like some support weapons. I don't think I'm going to take any flamethrowers. 232 is just a heavier weapon version of that. I think I'll take some... I'll take some Brum... I want to play around with the Brumbar, but I never really use those direct fire support weapons. I think I'll take some SP222s. I'll take some Opel Blitz. I'll take some Panzer IVs because they have the heavy gun, so this'll... They can still fight tanks, but they have the big gun, right? They're a support tank. Fairly cheap. Yeah, they're way cheaper, so I'll take those as my cheap sort of follow-up. And then that'll be it. I'll just go kind of light on this sort of section here, so I can beef up on stuff like anti-tank and anti-air. So in terms of the anti-tank, I like the idea of taking these packs because they're fun units, you know. They're kind of like these little ambush guys. I don't know. Maybe. I think we'll take some because they're fun and cool. And we'll rely heavily on our actual tanks to do the killing, and we'll use these guys to take our vehicles. I don't know. These are like ambush. These are like little ambush tanks or something, like little ambush ATs. We'll bring them just for fun. No, I could take this pack instead. This pack is way bigger gun, and actually that's pretty interesting. It has 1200 meter range. Or I could bring the 50mm. I like the idea of bringing the armored one. I could bring the 38. Yeah, let's bring the 38. Let's bring the 38 in the pack. And then we will bring... I don't need Panzer Shreks because I think I already have enough infantry AT, although the range on these Panzer Shreks are really nice. And then I could bring some Martyrs. The Martyr is such a goofy looking vehicle because it's like... It's real thin, but then the actual gun part is like really wide. It's always struck me as a goofy vehicle. It's a really good AP though. But of course we have to bring the 88 just because they're 88s, dude, you know? You gotta bring those 88s. The beefiest gun that ever lived. God damn, it's a beautiful weapon. Well, it's not the beefiest gun that ever lived. God damn, the German 88s. No hocus pocus, as they say. Yeah, I like this. We'll bring some 38s. We'll bring a pack in the early game, and then we will bring a Phase B. Bring some Martyrs. Nah. Yeah. Phase C will bring. These are so weak though, that's the problem. Good range though. Bring some martyrs in the late game. Yeah, I like this. This seems like fun. Alright, AA. Ooh. The flak, the 20mm flak. Very cheap, very effective. Could be used as a ground support weapon also. Or I could take the 28mm. Even cheaper. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna take? I'm gonna take the motorized version. The motorized version strikes me as cooler. More thematically. Oh, Flak Panzer Gepard. Do they have a bigger version? No. I could bring the Gepards. Those are sort of similar. 20mm. I need to bring at least one 88 flak. But I will bring a Gepard. And then I'll want some medium. I want the motorized or the... I want the motorized version. Yeah, I think I'll take the motorized version where possible. I mean, I'll take the 88s just because they're AA anti-aircraft artillery and they can provide a very large range of suppression fire. And if they actually hit the aircraft, it's lights out. Now, in terms of artillery, oof, there's just so many options. We've got the Waffenframmen, we've got, which has its own weapons. It's actually a pretty good fighting vehicle outside of its artillery. A surprisingly good fighting vehicle outside of its rocket artillery. I could bring some Werfelwerfers. I could bring some Werfers, or I could bring some more traditional sort of mortar fire stuff. I like the idea of bringing the Werfers. Let's do some Werfen. Yeah, let's do some Werfen. Now, in terms of this guy, I would like to have some traditional artillery, perhaps. I could bring the Lorraine. I like the idea of having the motorized or the mechanized artillery. I do want to bring the Werframmen because those are really cool. And then I want to bring some artillery observers in the very, very late game. Now, in terms of air, we're going to want to use these air slots very, very effectively. I need the Phase A 109s. Even though they're a little weak. They only have 3 guns, but they have a 20mm cannon, which is pretty powerful. I don't think I'm going to be able to use Phase C, although I would like some Ju-87s. Ooh, I'll take some Ju-87s. And then Phase B, maybe I'll take some light bombers. Suppress infantry and do that sort of thing. How do I feel about this deck? Very light on support, very light on artillery, but heavy on everything else. I'm pretty happy with that decision. I think this is going to be a pretty well-rounded deck, but let's see it in action. So I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little deck build that we did. And you know, these deck building videos are pretty short, but it's just mostly me having a look through them, seeing my impressions of the units. I think this is going to be a fun deck to play. I'm not sure if it's going to be the kind of deck that I like, but we're going to give it a shot. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next episode, and bye-bye for now.